And we're proud to be a part of this community. You know, this isn't the first time something like this is happening. Our fellow musicians, you know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Funky Uncle Lounge. My name is Soul Stew. It's great to be back here in our lovely another wonderful evening of live local New Orleans music on this Wednesday night. Hope you guys are still with us here on the weekdays. And as you know, we're going to keep the music coming to you no matter what. Got to thank all the great crew for making this look and sound so fantastic. And Leslie for holding it down while I was gone the past couple weeks. So great to be back. We've got a fantastic band playing with us tonight. The Tribal Gold, bringing that Mardi Gras Indian funk to your eardrums and your eyeballs live from the Funky Uncle Lounge. They do it so well. Now, these guys have had they're coming off quite an evening from last night. We were all at Tipitina's while they played a benefit for our dear friend, Mr. Jeff Watkins, who, had some health issues, wasn't able to be here tonight, but he is watching from home, sending everyone his love, and of course, he left it in very capable hands. So we're going to have a funky good time, as we always do here at the Uncle. And of course, we're doing it all for a good cause. My dear friend Frenchie is here. He's going to be painting it and immortalizing this lovely evening on the canvas in his oh-so-unique style. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Excited to have everyone tuning out there from the digital world. Also got to give a shout out to some of the dear members of our community who we've lost recently. Our dear friend, Mr. Brian Griper Nugent, who is a sound man and one of the most famous bartenders in New Orleans from the 90s and early 2000s. We just had a memorial for him over at Tipitina's, keeping his spirit alive. Of course, our dear brother, Benjamin Hudnall, who is a U.S. Marine and also dedicated to the New Orleans music scene. We love you, Ben. We love you, Griper. And we love all of you who've been supporting us this whole time here at the Funky Uncle Lounge. Can't believe we've been doing it this long, but it just keeps getting better. And what other place could you bring in so many great bands from the same town and keep it fresh and keep it funky every night? Such an honor to be here. So looks like the band is getting all set up here. Looks like they're about ready to kick it. We'll check in with them here in a second and just make sure. And I'm sure they've got some great songs coming up there your way, and of course they've been recording some stuff in the studio, so they're locked and loaded. Looks like they're ready to go. Brother Jake, you guys ready to hit yet?
Yes, indeed.
All right. Well, good stuff, y'all. So give it up for Tribal Gold live from the Funky Uncle, and remember, it's your boy Soul Stew reminding you to wash your hands and stomp your feet. Take it away.
Hey!
living my life and love my gun.
Injuns, here they come.
Oh, my, if I wanna go have my fun.
Injuns, here they come.
Anything you do, let the minute just come.
Injuns, here they come.
But it rockin' in a little with the rising sun.
Injuns, here they come.
Oh, fire, go to holler when the morning comes.
Injuns, here they come.
Tell them go to come in, take out fun.
Injuns, here they come.
Say something like the rock, I like the roll.
Injuns, here they come.
Said it rockin' in a little bit of tribal gold.
Injuns, here they come.
That damn fire water might steal your soul.
Injuns, here they come.
Whole body grab one and the whole gang go.
Injuns, here they come.
What they say when the morning comes. Injuns, here they come, here they come.
Injuns, here they come.
Put it rockin' in a little bit of half fun.
Injuns, here they come.
Whole body grab one on the half slow.
Injuns, here they come.
Say all these don't think of the way tribal gold.
Injuns, here they come.
They tambourine ringing the big drum.
Injuns, here they come.
Say I getting ready, gon' have this fun.
Injuns, here they come.
Put it rockin' in a little with the morning sun.
Injuns, here they come.
Tell them go to the ranch, here they come.
Injuns, here they come.
What I say,
Injuns, here they come.
hooray, that boy, I'm on my way.
Injuns, here they come.
Say y'all get ready, we gon' have fun.
Injuns, here they come.
Let's get a lift saxophone from Jason.
Saxophone.
Come on, come on. Are y'all ready? I wanna know who's coming.
Injuns, here they come.
Hey y'all, here they come.
Injuns, here they come.
Baby Lou and the cool fed, better not run.
Injuns, here they come.
Full tambourine ringing with the big bass drum.
Injuns, here they come.
Full gold come at you when the morning comes.
Injuns, here they come.
Hooray, lights on, hooray, Lucille.
Injuns, here they come.
Got a spy that morning that won't keep still.
Injuns, here they come.
Hooray, tell 'em what I said.
Injuns, here they come.
What a men John coming on a holiday.
Injuns, here they come.
They all dumped the boogie, said boom, shot the bang.
Injuns, here they come.
There was a lightning and a thunder and a drizzling rain.
Say Injuns, here they come.
Say, Mardi Gras morning is coming again.
We at one part O.
What's going on, Tribal Gold?
Gucci Wop.
Let's round them up.
Let's go get them, round them up.
Way uptown, early Mardi Gras morning, strike without warning. Here they come from way uptown, make no hoopah. I'm the big chief they talk about from way uptown. Make a whole gang bow down. Take 99 Indians and line them up against the wall. I swore Mardi Gras morning I was gonna meet them all. I got them that morning. And I met 99. Sat down and had a sip of liquor. Came back and got the other time. I'm Big Chief Comanche. Everywhere I go. Say Mardi Gras morning. Go to Comanche, gonna steal the show. Wild Man Ziggy. Spy Boy Dejon. The Grave Digger coming. Early on Mardi Gras morning. I tell a story. And then Henny and bring the flame. Oh, we're gonna take it through the swamps in the bayou. Better get out the way. Come on. Let's do it.
Round up them suspects.
It was all in the paper on the evening news.
Round up them suspects.
Say the suspects coming to a city near you.
Round up them suspects.
Say lock up your women and hide your booze.
Round up them suspects.
They gonna rock your city with a funky groove.
Round up them suspects.
They got one with an axe, don't know how to act.
Round up them suspects.
I say the one in the back, you big boom clap.
Round up them suspects.
Now that one with the brass make you shake your yeah.
Round up them suspects.
And that keyboard groove is sure to last.
Round up them suspects. Suspects.
Round 'em up.
Round up them suspects.
Round up them suspects.
Say call up the sheriff, tell him bring his hound.
Round up them suspects.
If the suspects is here, we gon' track him down.
Round up them suspects.
Say they was looking high, they was looking low.
Round up them suspects.
But the suspects was already rocking the show.
Round up them suspects.
Put out a APB if they with the big chief.
Round up them suspects.
He known for rocking that stage and tearing up the street.
Round up them suspects.
They party in the morning all night long.
Round up them suspects.
But they moving in the house and carrying on. When they come to town, it's one hell of a party. Everybody moving, oh, everybody moving. They getting down, down, down. Now wine, women, and song ain't
Play your saxophone, man. Come on, take it. Come on. I see y'all out there rocking in place. If you're partying at home or in here with us. Let's party. All right. Round up them suspects, baby Looney, Tuesday, McKinney, hooray. Round up them suspects, hijacking my feet on Mighty Grande. Round up them suspects, oh the suspects coming, it won't be long. Round up them suspects, I say they hooping and a howling and a carrying on. Round up them suspects, full Mighty Grande morning gon' sing them songs. Round up them suspects, for the men's and boy they gon' carry on. Round up them suspects, full tribal go, they ready to roll. Round up them suspects, gonna go, I bet they gon' all you gotta see 'em when they come to town. It's one hell of a party. They rockin', drinkin', singin'. Oh, ain't nobody thinking about things that's bringing them down, down, down. Now wine, women, and song ain't gonna do you wrong at a suspect's party. Because they rockin' to the music. Oh, let your body use it. Let's get on down, down, down. Round up them suspects. Round up them suspects. Round up them suspects. Round up them suspects.
Wow.
All right, y'all. Tribal Gold, rounding up them suspects here at the Funky Uncle Lounge. My name is Soul Stew, and we are off to another wonderful, great night of live music straight from the heart of the Crescent City. I'd like to give a big shout out to our good friends over at Fallbird Private Wealth for helping make this show possible tonight, as they have many, many other nights throughout the course of the Funky Uncle. Couldn't do it without them, and we are so happy to have them on the team, as we are to have you tuning in from wherever you may be listening from. Hopefully you're liking that Mardi Gras Indian funk just as much as I am. I got my feet tapping and all that, and we ain't gonna let this hot weather get us down now. We're staying cool with the band, and got a little beverage here to get us through it, and of course, world-class music. Can't ask for more than that, right, Leslie?
Not much more. The only thing I can ask for more is for you to help us keep this happening. We need you to help us like you've helped us for the last 66 weeks. It is so easy. All you have to do is text FUNK to 36413. It's right there on the screen. You'll see the little phone in the corner. It's showing you just how you can do that. You can do a one-time donation, or you can do a recurring donation. That one is my favorite because that makes you a funky cousin. We'll talk more about that later. But we need you to help us keep this going. For 66 weeks, are y'all ready? We have raised over $410,000. We have helped 552 musicians and gig workers. You have helped 552 musicians and gig workers. So we need you to keep that ball rolling, keep it going. Funky Uncle Live is now here to you live on Wednesday nights. You're sitting around, move that coffee table, dance in your air conditioning, or go outside and sweat like we are, you know, because it's a little warm in here right now. That we are so grateful to be here, even though it is warm here in the Tux Den with the lovely Funky Uncle float and Frenchie's float right behind us. Frenchie's painting. I love to watch Frenchie just capture the night. And you can be a part of that. You can own that. There's on that website, thefunkyuncle.live, you can click on the bid on the Frenchie painting, and you can take this one home. We'll tell you more about how, if you can't quite swing that one, how you can still get a bit of Frenchie's artwork. You mentioned Faubourg Private Wealth, and I got to let you know, we got a lot of the entire company here tonight with their kids. They're having a ball.
Family
We're
affair.
having a dance party out here. We got lots of little bitty ones out here. They are just in awe of you guys, I tell you what. So stick around, stay tuned. We got lots more to look at, listen to, and talk about.
All right, y'all, let's get back to what these musicians do best. They're going to hit us with some more tunes. In the meantime, y'all don't forget to wash your hands and stomp your feet. Take it away, y'all.
Eric Vogel back there on the bass, y'all.
Tony Comanche, here we go.
Hit it on.
How y'all feeling out there? People in the hot box. How about the people at home? Y'all want to go for a ride in my tribal time machine? We don't need no flux capacitor. Oh no, we travel off of tribal gold. We got an engine that runs on 12-inch vinyl. And to start it up, all you gotta do is put the needle on the record. Put the needle on the record. Say what? Put the needle on the record. Put the needle on the record. And we gonna do it like we say, shallow water, oh mama. Oh, shallow water, I said. Shallow water, oh mama. How many shallow water on the holiday? Shallow water, oh mama. How many shallow water when I go uptown? Shallow water, oh mama. How many shallow water on the way downtown? Shallow water, oh mama. I thank God ready, I'm feeling good. Shallow water, oh mama. I'ma break my gang through the neighborhood. Shallow water, oh mama. Horsepower on the corner, cheap in the
Shallow water, oh mama.
Say tambourine ringing and the bass drum run.
Shallow water, oh mama.
I say Mardi Gras morning, yeah, the midterm come.
Shallow water, oh mama.
Play around San Peter and go get Paul.
Shallow water, oh mama.
Tell them Mardi Gras morning, come off the wall.
Shallow water, oh mama.
I met them that morning and I met them all.
Shallow water, oh mama.
For Mardi Gras morning, you bet not fall.
Shallow water, oh mama.
I once met a youth that was 12 foot tall.
Shallow water, oh mama.
For Mardi Gras morning, gon' have a ball.
Shallow water, oh mama.
I smacked John Wayne and Joe King Kong.
Shallow water, oh mama.
Said the whole while singing a million song.
Shallow water, oh mama.
Got a trail, deuce in a jet.
Shallow water, oh mama.
I chief that morning, I cut him no slack.
Shallow water, oh mama.
I went to bobbing and a weaving like Pacquiao.
Shallow water, oh mama. I hear you
I like
laughing.
Floyd Mayweather, I'ma hit him with the power.
Shallow water, oh mama.
I rolled to the left, shook to the right.
Shallow water, oh mama.
They were still looking for me St. Joseph night. Said
y'all feeling? Yeah, golden Comanches, you never know where they coming from. I just called a spy boy from the sun. Sure. I be the spy boy that they talk about. Whoa.
Hey, you open Indian now. Open Indian. Open Indian.
Gucci man. Oh, we're gonna talk to the spirits for a minute, y'all. Can we talk to the spirits for a minute? I'm ready, Chief. Can we remind them about Congo Square? Gucci Wine. Early that morning. For hundreds of years, the Mardi Gras Indian tradition has been here. Before it had a name, it was the practice of a culture. It still is a practice of that same culture. The beauty you see, rhinestones and beads. Oh, the designs may change, but they still got those old time ways. No matter how far we go in the future, we never forget them olden days. We talking about old time Indian. Old time Indian. Say what? Old time Indian. Old time Indian. Now take it up. Old time Indian. And bring it back down. Old time Indian. They talking about old time Indian. Remember that morning, I remember well. Old time Indian. Hey, and John coming, got a story to tell. Old time Indian. Old spy that morning had crazy ways. Old time Indian. Old spy boy jumping with the razor blades. Old time Indian. Had a flag boy coming with a big shotgun. Old time Indian. He was shooting cool on the phone, he was having fun. Old time Indian. Boy, war got started with Big Cat Batiste. Old time Indian. Oh, Mardi Gras morning, they took to the streets. Old time Indian. I jock in my fin, I wanna see who best. Old time Indian. Oh, really got started with Krill Wild West. Old time Indian. They boy, they talking about T. Robbie. Old time Indian. Tell me how many gangs did he put on the street? Old time Indian. Tell them old time runners had old time ways. Old time Indian. Might put that hatchet in the back of your head. Old time Indian. I remember that morning when they told me now. Old time Indian. Said needle and thread, blank glory now. Old time Indian. Hey, Mardi Gras morning had to run to go see. Old time Indian. It was a Magnolia chief by the name of Jolie. Old time Indian. Hey, old time run around 5'2". Old time Indian. Don't play with the chief, he ain't playing with you. Old time Indian. I said brrrr, boom, boom, bam. Old time Indian. Said more timing and didn't give a goddamn. Old time Indian. Hey y'all, say what I said. Old time Indian. Old boy play wrong, you might end up dead. Old time Indian. This tambourine ringing and the bass drum bump. Old time Indian. They Mardi Gras morning, hear the men just come. Old time Indian. A few years went by and the beat done changed. Old time Indian. What a new things, not new things. Old time Indian. Well, they told them story about the things they bring. Old time Indian. Who like to make fun of big kids and let it rain. Old time Indian. I remember that morning when I first come through. Old time Indian. I was 5'1" and power blue. Old time Indian. I was pretty young, commercial with all my way. Old time Indian. I put my machete in a down your head. Old time Indian. They spy had a knife, but I had a gun. Old time Indian. I didn't bore nobody that was Indian. Old time Indian. Who read that morning round by the wire. Old time Indian. I was young
bumping and hollering at Jackson and Drive. They called that morning, what they talking about? I came that morning in the green and white house. Said the old time is what I'm talking about. Whole body while I'm morning, make a scream and shout. Say old time in the yard. Put it rockin' and rollin' and having fun. In the yard, take 'em down. Say y'all get ready, let's rock a while. You over there, Jason? You over there, Jason? Oh, come on with that brass.
Old time in young. Say old time in young. Say old time in young. Say old time in young.
Old time in the yard.
Old time in young.
What that old time in the yard.
Old time in young.
Head down by the river where the water went around.
Old time in young.
That same old river gonna take me around.
Old time in young.
I'm pretty in the front, twice in the back.
Old time in
I
young.
don't do too many that dress like that.
Old time in young.
I got eyes like an eagle and teeth like a wolf.
Say old time in young.
You can tell I was thinking by the way I look.
Old time in young.
For the old time in the yard.
Old time in young.
Head rockin' in a road when the morning comes.
Old time in young.
Hey,
Old
long
time in young.
come see, chef.
Say old time in young.
My way, my boy.
Old time in young.
In the yard. Honey drum. Let's rock.
Old time in young.
Old time Indians.
Old time in young.
Old time.
Old time in young.
Old time Indians.
Old time in young.
Old time Indians.
Old time.
All right. Give it up for that old time Indian music right here at the Funky Uncle. My name is Soul Stew, and what an honor to have Tribal Gold grace us with their presence after many of these gentlemen were on stage till the wee hours at Tipitina's last night, playing a benefit for our good friend, Mr. Jeff Watkins, who James Brown, his former employer, called the ninth wonder of the world. And of course, Jeff couldn't be here tonight. He's had some health complications, but he's resting up and he's watching us and he's sending everyone his love. He's sending his good friend Jason Parfait to play some sax. It's all working out great. So sending love to Jeff. And if you look up here, you will see a beautiful Frenchy painting of Jeff Watkins that was painted live last night. We'll be showing you some more of that later. And that one is still up for auction. And it's all going to go to help our dear friend Jeff Watkins. So doing it all for a good cause, because that's how we do in New Orleans. We look out for each other, and that's what makes this town so special. Just like the music that, gets deep in our heart, drives us to keep looking out for our local musicians and keep dancing with each other. Of course, the black masking Indian tradition is something that is just found in New Orleans, and exists here like nowhere else, and it's so great to see the Indians come here, gather with these musicians, take their songs and do something new and revolutionary with it. Sounds so good, and once again, it's something that you cannot find outside of this city right here, and that's what, to me, makes it all so special. That, and of course, the amazing caliber of the playing that you see here right now. We've got our good friends from Faubourg Private Wealth out here today. Now, they have been helping us. What's up, yo? It's a big family affair. They're all out here. They got the kids. They got generations of New Orleans music lovers dancing together. They've been helping us out since day one. We could not have made it this far without them. We are just so honored to have them all here, and you know, get to see some familiar faces, meet some new faces, get to meet their little ones, dance with the kids, dance with the parents. It's just a big family affair here at the Funky Uncle. That's how we do it at the Funky Uncle. That's how we do it in New Orleans. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So everyone who's joined our little family here and been supporting us, we thank you, and we're going to keep the music coming to you. That's what we do, helping people along the way. Right, Leslie?
That is right. That is an easy thing that you can do to help our musicians and our gig workers. 66 weeks ago, when things were looking very, very uncertain, a group of guys got together and said, let's just do a performance on Facebook Live. Then it's, let's start taking some donations. Let's keep doing it again and again and again. And for 66 weeks, we've done actually 69 shows, I believe. And it couldn't have happened without you. It could not have happened, and I'm still going to ask you, because now that you can get out and you can go see, but you can't go out all the time. You can't get out every night, and you still want to help as many people as you can. So you can do that by texting FUNK to 36413, or you can go to our website, funkyuncle.live, and click on that donate button, click on bid on the Frenchie painting, or click on being a sponsor. And what I want you to do, you can also go to our Funky Shop. And on our Funky Shop, we have got all kind of apparel. We've got shirts and hats and socks and masks and just all kind of stuff that, you know, you can walk away sporting that amazing. You're not wearing your Funky Uncle shirt. Who's got on a Funky Uncle shirt tonight? I'll have to find one and show it to you in a little bit. There you go. Our camera folks have it on. So now you mentioned last night was amazing, by the way. That was really incredible. These guys just burned it down. And the Jeff Watkins painting that Frenchie did last night will go on the Tipitina's website tomorrow, and that auction will be there. You know, normally we probably wouldn't ask you to spread yourself thin, but Jeff should have been here tonight. Jeff is recovering, Jeff's recuperating, and Jeff's hanging out in spirit right there. Jeff is watching, and he said, he sent a message how honored he was that not only was it all the folks at Tips, but he knew that there were Funky Uncle watchers that were paying attention last night also. So check it out, help out our brother Jeff Watkins, because that's what the Funky Uncle does. That's what you do, and we really, really appreciate it.
Amen to that, y'all. Like Leslie said, we're doing it for a good cause, helping our local musicians, helping everyone in the Funky Uncle family. So, of course, check out that painting of Jeff. It is beautiful. We watched Frenchie paint it on stage last night, and he captured them so well and so gorgeous. I mean, and even if you don't know Jeff and you just saw that painting, I think you'd still be quite impressed, because Frenchie always does such a wonderful job. He's got another beautiful one that he's working on tonight. It's going to be another special canvas immortalized here at the Funky Uncle Lounge. But in the meantime, we're going to let the band get back to it. Looks like they're getting ready for another set of tunes over here. My man Jake Eckert, my brother CR are over here powwowing just to see what they got next for us. Because the Indians got a little time to sip some water. And I mean, I'm hot in a short sleeve. And how they're doing it in these suits, once again, they never cease to amaze me with their strength.
You know, that's why they're the Mardi Gras Indians and not the 4th of July Indians.
Yeah, exactly. I heard that. Anyways, it's such an honor to have them all here. And then afterwards, I'm going to sit down with the band, and all the fellows are going to have a great little chat and have them talk about, you know, the black masking Indian tradition and how that relates to New Orleans funk and R&B and all that good stuff. But in the meantime, let's let them get back to the music. Y'all don't forget to wash your hands,
stomp your feet.
Comanche.
All right.
Man.
Where the Indians meet,
It's a Juan Pardo original.
it's where I be.
That's Big Chief Dynamite. I got the big chief. The biggest chief of the biggest chief. Big Chief Dynamite.
Oh, yeah. According to my manager, I'm required to read a disclaimer before I perform this song. Due to recent performances, if you do not have your helmet, medication, or flotation device,
I know.
a signed note from your mother,
Yes, sir.
or permission to rock with us today,
Don't do it.
we are not responsible for any bodily injury that may happen during dancing during this song. Now that we have gotten the legalities and the formalities out of the way, I'm gonna let the Indians play. We gonna let Tribal Gold roll. We gonna let these Indians soul. We gonna sing an Indian number. Come on, let's roll. Na Ney, Na Ney, Na Ney, Na Ney. If you know it at home, sing along. It's an old time Indian song. You just never heard it like this. Come on, let me hear it. Turn out the morning, let's rock on the holler. We ain't gonna split it. How the whole gang keep chilling. How bumping in glory. I'ma tell so tribal. See, we can do it like, what they talking about, what they hollering about. Talk go to Comanche, pull the boys from the valley. They from way uptown now, and they won't bow down now. They hump jump the boogie, put it jumping in the morning. They run tell your mama, run tell your daddy. Kenyans are ready, whole gang got machete. Boy, they going downtown, and the boy won't bow, and the flag won't kneel. Not in Huntersville now. Who can that be now? That I can't see now. They down
right, y'all, give it up for Tribal Gold,
Yes,
blowing the
indeed.
roof off the funky uncle. My name is Soul Stew, and I gotta tell you, this just warms my heart on so many levels to see them in here. Brings back so many great memories of not only of seeing Tribal Gold and the Suspects blow the roofs off many great clubs and festivals, but also chasing the Mardi Gras Indians through the streets of New Orleans. And you know, a lot of times you're out there in the streets before you actually see the Indians. A lot of times you hear them coming first. You hear those drums start rumbling, then you run around the block, and then of course next thing you know, it's just a barrage of feathers coming at you, and I gotta say, there's nothing like it that I've seen in all my days. So I'm so glad that they could bring that wonderful energy, and there's incredibly beautiful suits that they sewed by hand here to the Funky Uncle. And I know it's a hot one, but they're pulling it off anyway. We're so honored to have them here, just like we're so honored to have you tuning in and helping us create this wonderful magic that we bring to you every week for the past 66 weeks.
66
I mean,
weeks. That is
how about
just, it boggles the mind almost as much as these works of art that these gentlemen are wearing. That's right, I called you a gentleman. I'm talking to them. Hang on one second. Y'all did an amazing job. And, you know, we've got to support this. We have to take care of this part of our culture. It's not always the sounds that we get from this. A lot of it is what we see, much like with Frenchie and what you see him create. So what I need you to do to help us keep this going is to text FUNK to 36413. This painting is still available. You can click on the bid on the Frenchie painting. You can click on to be a sponsor like Faubourg Private Wealth, or you can just simply text FUNK to 36413 and donate. That's what we need you to do. That's what we really, really need to happen. We are going to have an interview at the very end of this. Stu's going to stick around and talk to these guys, but he asked us, I'm going to ask, hey, Jake, can we have one more tune? Hey, Jake? He's
figuring out
directing.
that
He's
one more
busy. They're
tune
figuring
right now.
out that one more tune. We would love to go on all night long, but it's a little warm, and we are hoping that you have worked up a sweat dancing around your coffee table. Take a moment, sit down, check out the Funky Shop. If you don't bid on the Frenchie painting tonight, you can always buy a print of any of the other paintings that we've got, but you can do that while you're listening to this one more song. We got one more coming, guys, I hope?
We do.
I think so.
We
All
do.
right. All right, Stu.
And this one goes out to Leslie and Chris Berry back there. We know y'all like this one. We need y'all on this one to do per Big Chief Juan, who's taking a break, so I'm going to do some talking, y'all. If you think you're hot in here, you should try putting on some feathers, and then let's talk. So this one goes out to Chris, Leslie. We encourage all the background vocals. We're going to add our man Eric here.
Spy Boy Eric in the
Spy
yellow.
Boy Eric's going to come play some trumpet as well.
I like to call him Mr. Walking Culture. Y'all can look him up. As a chief, I believe in big upping all my tribal members. So as we wait on him, I'll give him his moment, give him his flowers early. Yes, sir. He is in the Social Aid and Pleasure Club as a second liner.
Which one?
Young Men, Olympian. And he is also a member of Galactic. Mm-hmm. Yes. And also a spy boy in my tribe. Yes, also the trumpeter from the Big Six brass band. What I like to call the New Rebirth. It's the hardest thing hitting. If you don't know, you ain't in New Orleans. It's about the Big Six, baby. So as a member of Big Six, I don't know what else, a father of many.
As he walks through the door.
As he comes through the door. So for all my interviewees and all my gambit and offbeat people, if you ever want to track down all of New Orleans culture in one person, then seek out Mr. Eric Gordon.
And by the way,
it's a one-stop cultural shop.
for the technical crew, the bass vocal mic is now a trumpet mic, just so you know.
Got it.
everybody in the building, you getting a special treat. Because I just told you he was walking culture. And we don't always get to get together this way. Sometimes we all in different places. So this is kind of special for even me. Let's do it.
Lil Liza Jane. Oh, Lil Liza Jane.
We never did. Oh, little Liza Jane. Oh, little Liza.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric Thorne, kick us off.
Say all day long.
Oh, little Liza Jane.
When I'm in the yard.
Oh, little Liza.
I see y'all there, Liza. I say Liza right there with a black dress on.
Little Liza Jane.
She got a tank top shirt and her hair wrapped round.
Little Liza Jane.
Say Liza over there with water in her hand.
Hey, little Liza Jane.
She back there dancing behind the cameraman.
Little Liza Jane.
Hey Liza,
Oh, little Liza Jane.
say having fun.
Oh, little Liza Jane.
When the morning comes.
Oh, little Liza Jane.
I see Liza now.
Oh, little Liza.
Look at you, Liza. Look at
Liza.
Liza. I say Liza back there with a tie-dye shirt.
Little Liza Jane.
It's neon pink and she got that work.
Say little Liza Jane.
Hey Liza, did I see you twerk?
Little Liza Jane.
I say the boss wanna see little Liza after work.
Little Liza Jane.
In the morning,
Oh, little Liza Jane.
they having fun.
Oh, little Liza Jane.
When the morning comes.
Oh, little Liza Jane.
Liza think I don't see her.
Oh, little
at
Liza Jane.
I say Liza right there with a red cup.
Little Liza Jane.
She next to her man, I know what's up.
Little Liza Jane.
Hey Liza, I'm talking to you.
Little Liza Jane.
Is that your man in that shirt that's blue?
I see little Liza Jane.
Hey Liza,
Oh, little Liza Jane.
what I say?
Oh, little Liza Jane.
Going all the way.
Oh, little Liza Jane.
I see you, Liza.
Oh,
I see
little
her. You see her?
Liza Jane.
I say Liza right there, she wanna get close.
Little Liza Jane.
She got her cell phone out and she wants to know,
Little Liza Jane.
is that really Big Chief under the Indian suit?
Little Liza Jane.
If you get a little close, then you might know.
Little Liza Jane.
Hey Liza,
Oh, little Liza Jane.
say having fun.
Oh, little Liza Jane.
When the morning comes,
Oh, little Liza Jane.
say you can't hide.
Oh, little Liza
Look at you, Liza. I say Liza right there with a tie-dye dress.
Little Liza Jane.
I see little Liza and she working herself.
sing Lil Liza Jane.
She rockin' and a rollin' with a pretty little queen.
Lil Liza Jane.
Say I met Lil Liza down in New Orleans.
Lil Liza Jane. Oh, Lil Liza, Lil Liza Jane. Oh, Lil Liza, Lil Liza Jane.
When the morning come,
Oh, Lil Liza, Lil Liza Jane.
what he said?
Oh, Lil Liza,
Go
Lil
take it away.
Liza Jane.
Mardi Gras, Goody me Bayo.
All right.
I make a hoomba.
Go.
Sold all night long. Tito and Drake, give a day.
Have your fun, have your fun. Pass it around. Go on, tickle ivory. Mr. C.R. Groovy, y'all. I heard he got a mean tankle. Jason, go and make the people dance. Oh, blow your saxophone. Oh, shake.
Lil Liza Jane.
What I say?
Oh, Lil Liza, Lil Liza Jane.
That's all the way.
Oh, Lil Liza, Lil Liza Jane.
We gon' rock a while.
Oh, Lil Liza, Lil Liza Jane.
I say Liza right there, she kneeling on the ground.
Lil Liza Jane.
She been working and running all over town.
Lil Liza Jane.
I say Liza right there with a funky uncle shirt.
Lil Liza Jane.
Don't run away, Liza, how the camera gon' work?
Lil Liza Jane.
Hey, Liza,
Oh, Lil Liza, Lil Liza Jane.
what I say?
Oh, Lil Liza, Lil Liza Jane.
Going all the way.
Oh, Lil Liza, Lil Liza Jane.
One more round.
Oh, Lil Liza, Lil Liza Jane.
Liza,
Go
goodness gracious. Well, that was an interesting evening. How much fun was that, folks? I tell you what, put your hands together one more time for Tribal Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as promised, I'm sorry, I got a little helper here. Got a little helper here right now. And she's here to tell you that she wants you to text FUNK to 36413. And remember that if you missed any of tonight's performance or any of our other shows, you can always look them up on our archive on funkyuncle.live. And remember, Funky Uncle's going to come to you on Wednesday nights now, live. Next week is the Bucktown All-Stars, and the week following that is a James Booker tribute, and that one is going to be very exciting. We'll have more news about that soon. We're going to do a little interview here, and we are going to, I think we're about ready now. Remember to please text FUNK to 36413, and I'm going to turn it over to Stu so he can start this interview.
Appreciate it, Leslie. And thank you, Emma, too, for coming and dancing with us. Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you. What a fantastic night with this amazing ensemble of musicians. And nothing like seeing Mr. Eric Gordon out there in his full Indian suit, just ripping away on his trumpet. Doesn't get more New Orleans than that, if you ask me. And that's why we do this here at the Funky Uncle, to bring you great experiences like this to you wherever you may be. If you can't be down here dancing with us, we're still going to bring that New Orleans vibe to you wherever you are. So in a second here, we're going to have a nice little chat, do a little interview. It's going to be a lot of fun. Talk about how the Tribal Gold Band came together. Obviously, it's anchored down by the New Orleans Suspects. And of course, they brought in Ward Chief Juan Pardo and the rest of the Indian gang. And as you can see, the results are quite amazing. So what a wonderful night, followed by another great night at Tipitina's last night, a benefit for our good friend Jeff Watkins. And you can still bid on that painting of Jeff Watkins. Of course, all of it will be going to help Jeff through these times. So in the meantime, while the band's cooling down,
Commands in Tribal Gold.
yeah.
Huh?
Ward Chief Juan, how you feeling over there? You cooled down a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Big Chief.
Big Chief Juan. Good to see you. And, of course, Brother Jake over here hanging out. And good to see you as well. So anyways, it was such a fantastic evening. Now, I know Big Chief Juan here has put out a lot of great music on his own, some amazing solo albums. That
What, you
put
used to
out.
say that again?
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
man.
just know
I'll
when you're talking.
always love your records. And then seeing you get together with these guys, man, just full band backing up. It's like you took it to a whole nother realm once again.
Yes.
And it's sounding great. And so before we get into that and everything, obviously I know all the sisters would want, would you announce all the Indians here so all the people can know who's been up here doing their thing with you?
To my left, I have the unique position of the running drummer, the spy boy drummer.
Yeah.
That's right. Most of the time when you see people in a procession, you see the drummers in regular street clothes. Golden
Right.
Comanche has their drummers dressed because they keep the eyes out and the watch for the chief. So I got spies at my back.
Absolutely.
My first
What's
spy, Mr. Eric Gordon, Mr.
Yeah,
Culture,
we
like
had
I like
Eric.
to call him. Over there in yellow, I had to call him down from the sun. So that's who over here to my left. And to my right, Kua the police. Wild man that run the street.
Yeah.
The #1 enforcer. We call him Wild Man Ziggy. Jimmy. Nothing else need to be said. That is the Wild Man.
Well, you absolutely, positively got to clear out the streets to make way for the
Absolutely.
gang. That's who you call them.
Bet on the Wild.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Of course, we got Brother Jake Eckert over here
All
on,
right,
on
well,
the guitar.
we can get into that.
vocals.
Hey,
I didn't know. I thought we was doing a trial, but we definitely got Jake. He needs no introduction. You know, I mean, Jake Eckert. There it is. And then to my far right, on side of Jake, we got Mr. Eric Vogel.
Big VZ.
Where the funk come from? You catch me on a stretched out set, and I go to call that. Where the funk come from?
Absolutely.
And it comes from Mr. Eric Vogel. I think, let me check. I hear the tambourine ringing. He got to be back there.
Yeah.
It ain't snowing, but it's definitely Christmas time. Eddie Christmas on the drums,
The
cooking
great
in the
Eddie
kitchen on the pots and pans.
Yeah, you're right.
The ticking time watch, keeping the time.
Well, man, a fantastic show you gentlemen.
And we
just
had
put
the
on
CR
tonight.
Groover was with us, not to
Yeah.
interrupt you, but he had to
Oh,
book. He had to get on out of here.
We
Sierra's
are in the city of
he's a
New
busy
Orleans.
man.
Yeah, busy
Always
man.
got places to be.
That's it.
You're right. Well, this is such a fantastic evening, and what's good, I've seen you. Not only have I seen you in the streets doing your thing, I've also seen you on many stages, many times, as well as the Suspects. But how did Tribal Gold come together, and how did y'all start putting these tunes, the arrangements, and all that? What spearheaded that one?
Oh man, it's I would say that magical New Orleans gumbo.
Yeah.
It was something that CR and I played together in another band, and when we first met, we just kind of had this thing. We just clicked. We kind of had this kinship, and it was important to him. I remember him at one night in the Maple Leaf saying, "Man, we've got to do something large. Like you and I, something big has to happen." And you fast forward in that same old spot, the Maple Leaf, in that same process, was able to meet Jake Eckert. The man.
Yes.
Of course, Jake was having a busy schedule with the Dozen at the time when I first met him, and he was running all over. But he too had the same idea as Jake, and as CR.
Yeah.
And they formed the band, the New Orleans Suspects.
Of course.
And they, I guess, had that conversation at some point together. And I got a phone call one day, like, man, you know what? We need to do this. And it started out as them getting me to come and record with them, myself and Isaac Kinchin here. They got us to come and participate on the Suspects record. And I wrote a song called Round Up Them Suspects that we did earlier.
Yeah.
That was off of the Suspects project, and that was the baptism that led us into what we have here today, Tribal Gold.
Nice.
And that's the short version of it. Long nights.
I hear you. So it must have been kind of tough for y'all after someone who's been masking for so long, and then all of a sudden, due to COVID, that not being able to, get out there in the streets and do what y'all, do so well. Was the music a good way, getting together with this band, a way to kind of take out some of that and kind of let out some of that, inspiration?
Absolutely. It was a great piece of therapy.
Yeah.
Once we all decided we were going to start to kind of move around, in spite of everything else that was going on. Once we figured out the safety zones and protocols and all, Jake started kind of putting feelers out and just trying to see where everyone was. He initiated that, and that I would say he led the charge of getting us active again as far as Tribal Gold. During the pandemic when that took off.
Right.
But the music was definitely therapeutic.
Nice.
It was definitely a form of therapy.
Well, I'd also like to talk about some of the different roles in a Mardi Gras Indian tribe. Obviously, Wild Man, Spy Boy, Flag, and then Big Chief. Everyone has their unique positions that are so vital to the tribe's safety and just their presentation in the streets.
Absolutely.
And one, as someone who's been doing this for so long, what was the path like to becoming Big Chief? Because not everyone makes big. Some people stay spies and like that role. Some people lifelong wildmen,
Right.
So what was that? What was that position like for you? Growing into that.
Growing into it, it was just that's exactly what it was. It was like a growing into a metamorphosis of spirit. Starting out in the front as being the spy, you are the eyes and ears in the first line of defense for the Big Chief. And I started out as a spy boy, then working my way to war chief, and then from that first chief to big chief. And I learned all of the positions and got as much knowledge from the elders as I could get. And being as though I started masking before Katrina, a lot of the old rule was still in effect when I first began to mask. So I would say I got a very unique part of the tradition, being able to be one of the Indians that came into the tribes pre-Katrina, when all of the elders were still alive and still in place and still highly active in the culture. So being set up for that role was a molding. It took, as they say, that cliche of it takes a village. I'm a chief of the village. I was definitely molded by chiefs from uptown and downtown. I seeked out the knowledge wherever I could get it. So that is what prompted my oldest brother, Wallace Pardo, who was the chief before myself, to pass it down to me. As he got older and grew into other things himself, being the younger brother, he felt as though the way I was growing and the way that the tribe was leaning, he felt I could take the tribe to kind of, I would say he saw this. He saw where we are today, doing his chiefship. And so he made the decision to step aside and pass that on to me. And he just wanted to make sure that I kept the tribe alive and grew in the direction in which he thought I could take the tribe to new heights.
Absolutely. I was gonna say, because that's a position you have to be groomed for. It's like
Yes.
the elders kind of spot that in you at a young age.
Yes.
And, you got to be able to sing. You got to be able to,
Sing,
the
dance,
artistic,
no signals, dialect,
everything.
Rambashe,
Right.
Uchimale.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta know.
You do it so well. And now, Mr. Kitch is over here, the spy boy of the tribe. Would you talk about what that role is like as someone who's been masked spy boy, looking out for your whole tribe, making sure that no one else is coming without y'all knowing, what's that role been like for you throughout your time as a masking Indian?
Well, I came in as the drummer of the tribe, but I've been in the culture all my life. So when I did come in, I came up under Chief Juan, and he was my spy at the time because I was the drummer. And we clicked. And at that point, he always needed somebody at his back. So I was there. And by me being older, but I had a little bit more influence in the street and doing a lot of stuff, and by me being a musician also, and by him being a musician, we just came together, and plus he liked the rhythms that I play.
Nice.
So, and I watch his back, and his front, and his side,
Right.
because
He
that's
knew
what
he
tribal
did.
people do.
Right.
Because we have to stay tribal. We have to stay genuine to who we are, because this culture is not fake or phony at all. This is real. We come into this, we always say Comanche born, Comanche bred. God damn that morning I'll be Comanche dead. We in it to win it.
Right.
And we always there, and we steady bringing in the youth. And we deal with the youth because they have to have structure in their lives. So we often give them projects to do. We don't just mass Indian. We don't just sow.
Yeah.
We sow seeds in the ground. We sow seeds in our community.
Right.
When you heard us sing Old Time Indian up here, that was church. Okay, that was religion going on right now, because we had to ward off a lot of these evil spirits that's been going on due to this pandemic.
Right.
And we keep on doing what we're doing. And I just want to say this. I got the best big chief in the world.
Yeah, you're right.
Kuchima that morning.
Wow.
I'm with him that day, coming out the sandpiper. I'm the one be there first.
Yeah.
Me and the wild man, we kill him dead, no matter what.
Truth be told.
Wild man zine. And once again, we're talking about Indian roles. I mean, the wild man is, of course, every Indian in the tribe is crucial, but the wild man, it seems like you have to really be born in to be a wild man, because it's a whole different role than anything else in the tribe. You clear it away, you get people psyched up, you get people, intimidated too in a way if you need to. So yeah, could you kind of talk about your role as a wild man with Big Chief Juan and the
Protecting the tribe.
Yeah, protecting the tribe.
Before the chief is met.
Yo.
My spy boys, they look out for any other feather they see, any rain or weather. We come to make trouble. And I'm the protector. I bring peace before you meet the chief. And if my chief don't want meat, you stay with me.
Two-way pocket.
Yeah.
Two-way pocket way, gone the other way.
Right. If you way, they better bow down, right?
Bow down or turn around, because he don't want to see you. But I've been doing it. First I started stick man. I was the trouble man with the chief. But I stayed with him. And after that, I've been with it since, and I'm with it till I go to the grave. But it's history for us, and that the younger generation, we need to get them more involved where they can learn to do something better and more constructive for their mind.
What I would say though is same kind of kind of similar but a little different stories with both of these gentlemen. But with Ziggy, with my wild man, like he said, I have to elaborate on it just a taste, because man, that's exactly how I started. Everybody know when you see us coming, the chief, he got that cooch stick, and that's how he started, man. He literally was dedicated to just being there for me and holding that stick. Yeah. And when we were sewing, when he wasn't masking, he was there sewing with us. if we needed something, we didn't have to stop. He would run out, go get it, come back with it. Nice. And just the level of dedication and the spark that I saw in him, and the level of protection and care that he took for the tribe, he was a born wild man.
Yeah.
And so when the opportunity came his way to become an Indian in the Golden Comanche tribe, I got to tell you, when he took to build his own suit, man, it was just something to see. You know, it was just something to watch him walk into his spirit that was there, that I saw. And once he walked into it, it's just been phenomenal. The energy, they'll know Ziggy's name a long time. I guarantee it.
I always say that walking into the spirit, it was already there. You just had to walk into it and absorb it even fuller. Yeah. I love it. Well, speaking of walking into the spirit of the Indian world, Brother Jake and Brother Eric, y'all have, like myself, we're all transplants, but we've been here a very long time now, many years. What was it like getting together with the Indians and channeling this, ancient magic into, some good old New Orleans funk that y'all do so well?
Good question, man. How does that all come about,
Yeah.
We're musicians, to the bone. This dude and me, that's what we do.
For sure.
That's what we know how to do. That's what we've done for most of our lives. And we're guests of these folks here, Yep. And when I met Juan, Juan was not Big Chief Juan. Juan was
Chief Juan.
Yeah, he was War Chief. And it's been well over 10 plus years, And I by no means have a say in everything they're talking about. I'm a guest and a supporter of cultures to make them be as
walk into the spirit
as fluid as they can be, and make them comfortable making their music, Right. And this project by no means is I do a lot of projects, so this is not,
you're always staying
this
busy,
is not
bro.
a Jake Ecker project. This is me being a guest of Juan, and that was one thing Juan and I always had clear. I said, this one's not about me, man. This is not about me, and there's no, when I was lucky enough to play with a lot of different chiefs over the years, just being a musician in New Orleans, being in Dirty Dozen,
right,
and Eric as well, being one of the funkier bass players I know.
For sure.
And when I met Juan, I saw something a little different with Juan. Juan's a very focused, strong chief, and even before he was a chief, you saw the route
Fire
he was on, the vision he had,
dedication.
And Ike is very much the same way. And I've worked with many of there's more Golden Comanches that are sitting here that we've worked with. Right. And Ike as well. Ike is not only a spy boy, but he's another very strong individual who is also a master percussion player and drummer, whom I played with Terrence Higgins from Dirty Dozen for so many years. And serendipitously, this is one of the men who was a mentor to Terrence in earlier years. And Terrence, you can correct me on that, but I don't think I'm wrong. And in his own right, he's a fabulous drummer. So I don't want to steer too many different directions, but there's more than you realize what brings things together,
Of course.
And these cats here, everybody, all y'all, they're a strong knit crew, and that's why I like to be around them and to support that and let them be able to fly, And I'm just a guest. That's all it is.
I'll say this here, Jake, not to cut you off, but I know what he's doing, but let me say it. Working with Jake when we stepped into the Tribal Gold project, that's exactly how he approached it. It was definitely something that he wanted to do. It was something that we both wanted to do. It was something we talked about for years. Yeah. But the level of respect that was put into the project, everybody doesn't do that. Jeff, your brother Jeff. I remember sitting down with them as we were just hashing out the concepts and ideas, and everything was clean slate with these gentlemen. No matter the years, the experience, they brought none of that to the table. They constantly sought out what the tribe wanted to say. All of us were a part of recording in the studio, and it wasn't done in a way of a lot of other projects that have been done. They allowed such a creative space, and then they found where they fit in the music. Yeah. So everything that you'll hear on the upcoming project that will be released on the Tribal Gold record is it is the tribe functioning traditionally, and all of the musicians finding their place. And that's the project was brought to the table that way. It's been respected that way, and I don't know if I have the words to express how those conversations were that were had with myself and Jake and Jeff definitely and CR and moving through this project.
And Juan also. Juan has a lot of experience in studios as well, which was
Juan's put out some great records, solo records as
and
well.
And like say the last cut we just did, it was very important to take Eric. He was very important that Eddie and Eric were there live to capture this. A lot of we wrote songs together. It's new music for the most part. It's music that hasn't been heard, and we didn't get to play a lot of it tonight because it's so fresh. And he's allows each person to kind of do their thing. The last tune, which is not even unnamed, say Eric came up with Eric and Juan came up with the foundation of it, and Eddie, and then we fit in. But there's a song maybe I came up with a groove, or had some, or Juan came up with a verse. And it was a true writing process rather than like in any good project, a collective effort that spawns from an idea, and everybody involved has put something into that. It's not Jake or Juan or Ike. There's a spot for everybody, and I think that's what the energy which it holds. It's a group effort, you know, and it's not a spotlight on one cat. Even though Juan is a hard dude not to have a spotlight on, he just shines, man. You know, he doesn't need a spotlight. But Eric, I think is that accurate?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, excuse me, as a bass player, you know, I'm just happy to play with anybody. But with these guys, it's unbelievable. It's very much like they said. It's of course, they're like you said. This isn't a joke, and that's really I don't know how many people realize this, but it's just so awesome to be a part of something that is so close knit, and really they're a family, and us an extension of that family. And for me as a bass player, you know, this is music, this is funk, but it's not funk. This is not the Isley Brothers. This is Indian stuff. Okay?
Yeah, totally different style.
It's different, and it doesn't matter whether it's this or it's Wild Mag or Big Chief Monk or any of these cats. It is a sacred thing that is real deal. And you know, and it's awesome working with these cats, Ike and Juan and everybody, and you know, it's just it's awesome to be a part of it and to have them try this, or what do you think of this, and you know, it definitely expands the musical horizons, and it's just I'm just really honored to just be a part of it, and I love hanging with them, and I just really don't have much more to say other than it's really amazing.
It all reminds me of something. You said brought up Monk, and someone I knew was playing a gig with Monk one time, or he was sitting in and they go, "Hey," they're like, "Well, Monk, what key is this in?" And Monk looked up and goes,
"Ain't no key.
This came before they even had keys.
Ain't no key.
Yeah.
Ancient magic."
And I think there's a point to be made, which to carry on and help carry on traditions. People have leaned on Monk. In the Wild Mags, in Bo Dallas, and all these things that have been done. But I just like, you know, folks nurture young people with anything, there has to be new collective material to come out for the next people to hold on to, right?
Especially for people who aren't, you know, I'm not born into this culture. You know what I mean? This isn't even like, you know, it's so
guess.
it's another thing for people to become familiar with and expand, discover, appreciate, learn, grow, et cetera, et cetera.
I always say there's going to be some kid like me or used to or who was a music delved into music in full part, and they find all this stuff in 2096.
Fall in love with
they're
the way
gonna
we did.
pick up the Big Chief Juan Pardo, Golden Comanche, New Orleans Suspects conglomeration album and go, look at this. This is something you're not going to see every day, just as people did in the past generations. But it takes that. It's about energy, and it's putting the energy together and the effort into making something that's real.
Absolutely.
You know.
This is real life right here. Yeah. Well, y'all, it was a fantastic show. Thank you all coming in here. It was such an honor to have you. When I heard y'all were playing, man, I just jumped for joy. I was so excited to see it.
Cool.
I remember Jake had talked to me about this when y'all started putting it together and saying many of the things that he's saying now, how honored he was to collaborate with you and how excited he was to, keep this canon of music alive and going. And I got to say, it's come out fantastic. And y'all have a new record that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Yes.
And where can people get all their get all the info for that?
Yeah, you'll start seeing it come out as it's ready. There's a good chunk of it that's done, but it's not ready till it's ready. The cake cannot be taken out of the oven too soon, man. Otherwise it won't taste right.
Where the Indians Meet is already out though. That is one cut that will be available.
Yeah.
Where the Indians Meet.
That's
that's out on iTunes, Spotify, all those good streaming sources, YouTube.
That's where they can find your other solo albums as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And
you can
that's
find
a
them
song
all.
that Indians Meet is not a cover song. That's a song
Yes.
that Juan wrote. And
Where the Indians Meet.
Sounds great. Well, yeah, I know it's hot. I know you got to get out of them suits, get some water, cool down. Once again, from all of us here at the Funky Uncle, it was an honor. Can't wait to see you doing this thing again, and then can't wait to see you in the streets whenever that comes. Sounds good.
Wash your hands.
But once again, y'all, give it up for the Tribal Gold. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in. The Soul Stew, peacing out. Y'all don't forget to wash your hands and stomp your feet.
Stop your
Quah! Idiot!